Okay, Derek, which was the hardest scene to film?
I think you know which one. It went smooth. Yeah?
Bathroom scene, take one. Action.
We've said it before and we'll say it again, mobile filmmaking is the best way to get started in filmmaking. It's how we got started with making short films, and we'd highly recommend it to anyone.
It's affordable, accessible, and most importantly, it really helps you to focus on the story.
Which can often be forgotten when you're thinking about all that gear.
But even when filming with a phone, it's super important not to forget the fundamentals. And one of those is motion.
Oh, that's good, that was good. That one was perfect.
This is a mobile short film, so naturally we used a phone. The Xiaomi 12 Pro.
It did an amazing job, but that's not even the star of the show. It's actually the ZHIYUN Smooth 5S. The movement was key to our storytelling, and it allowed us to really get the shots that we wanted in the most cinematic quality possible.
The best thing about shooting using a small lightweight gimbal is the freedom that it gives you, and that's not just the freedom of motion but also freedom to move around with it. We were shooting some of our scenes on a train, on a busy train. The portability of it, the compact design of the gimbal allows us to really feel free and let the creativity flow without being restricted.
The snap and go feature of this gimbal was so handy, it was just ready to go from the off. The fill lights were amazing and we actually used them far more than we expected.
There's very little balancing involved, there's just one axis and it's just a super quick job.
And something that's very important to us on set.
Battery life.
Even if we did run out, the 2-hour charge time is an absolute bonus, so yeah, we had plenty of juice.
One more piece of gear that was absolutely crucial to the storyline for Misaligned was the mist filter that we used in the studio scenes.
We used the soft silver quarter by Format High Tech to give that halation, futuristic, contemporary look with the blown highlights, which would help to separate those studio scenes from the real life scenes.
They had to be so different to the viewer.
The filter is incredible quality and we'll link to that in the description below. And that was also another amazing thing about the 5S. It could handle the additional payload of quality filters.
We had a large phone that's quite heavy, an ND filter and the mist filter.
And the actual mount for the filters, which is heavy itself.
These features may not be necessary for your general hobbyist, someone who's just using a gimbal to get nice shots of their holiday, but when we're trying to really elevate the image, it's absolutely crucial. One of my favourite shots, which at this point I'm not 100% sure whether it'll make the cut in the film, but one of my favourite shots was actually when Antoine hits the pillow at night. We used the sort of motion in the gimbal to create this 90-degree turn, which worked really well, and yeah, I think that was a super creative shot. And I also always love fast-paced, fast movement shots, so the orbiting around in the train station, his kind of breaking point, I also really like that.
Derek, which was the hardest scene to film?
I think you know which one. The last one, the final scene. To show the audience that there is hope with just one tiny expression.
Biggest challenges?
Quite often we go for more light-hearted stories. We love comedy, so always tend towards doing something slightly humorous to engage the viewer. But this time, yeah, we wanted to push ourselves.
So we knew we had to approach it with a lot more caution, but also a lot more artistic license, let's say. We wanted it to be expressive, we wanted there to be multiple interpretations of certain scenes, certain emotions, certain situations. You know, you have to accept that it might not be quite as universally liked or enjoyed as, for example, you know, a handsome young man running around an Italian city as James Bond, for example. Completely unrelated, as an example.
Biggest challenge of the production was that someone stole Sal's clipboard.
Someone has stolen my clipboard.
It went smoothly, I guess. Yeah.
It's alright.
Did you get a good shot though?
It's an award winner.
Your phone.
That's a wrap. That's a wrap on day 2 and the whole production. So, let's hope it went well. I actually think it went pretty well.
Yeah, super happy with the production. Mobile filmmaking, it's amazing. Definitely go and try it. We nailed it.